Okay, hello guys. Am I audible? Am I audible? Okay. Okay, thank you so much. There was some technical issue, okay? Because of some technical problem, the class was interrupted and the Zoom meeting was ended by itself because of some technical problems. Now it's resolved. The problem has been solved and we can continue the class now. So I guess you all were opted out of the class, right? So I think I have to wait so that all of you join the class again. So there was some technical issues, people. I hope you guys are able to hear me properly. Like, am I audible? Am I clearly audible or not? Please let me know that as well. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you so much. Previously, the class was interrupted. The class was ended actually due to some technical issues. Okay, it was ended by itself. Okay. So there was some technical problem and it has been resolved now. So we can continue the class now. Yeah, obviously I will start from the beginning. If you don't remember the password while you created the SQL logo, I think you can use root for that also. It works, I guess. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, people, I'm going to share my screen again. Hope we don't get any disturbance anymore. So here I'm just going to, are you guys able to see the screen here? So previously I was typing this, okay? So first of all, uh, created a we created a database test. So let's see that. I'll refresh it. Here is my database that I previously created. Now I'm going to create a new table. Okay, people, I hope you guys remember the syntax to create table. This is the name of my table, right? This is going to be the column headers. I am going to have employee ID, which is going to hold integer data type. Then I have name column with varchar data type. Okay. There is age, then country, then salary, then date of joining. So people, when you create a table and you want to store date, okay, for that we have a data type that is date itself. Okay. So if you want to store date in your table, then you can simply use this date data type. Okay. Are you guys able to hear me properly? Okay, great. And for phone, people, we always use phone for varchar is preferable for phone numbers. Okay, because why is that? Why is that? Because I hope you guys know for some phone numbers, sometimes we need plus sign for the codes like international numbers, right? Sometimes we need hyphen also between phone numbers, yes or not? When we include codes before the number. So for that, to include such symbols, varchar is preferable to store phone numbers. So instead of int, I have used here varchar. Okay, and I have written here 10 because right now I'm going to store only simple phone numbers. That's why I have written here 10 because the length of the number should be 10 right now. Okay, this is just the employee table that I'm creating. Just to quick revise that was taught yesterday. I'm just doing a quick recap. Okay, and additionally I'm also telling you how can we create date and phone column in our tables. Okay, there won't be any space here. We cannot write like space like this. This is going to give an error when you write or name of a column, the space is not allowed here. Okay, you cannot give space like this. And for phone number, those people who are getting confused, like why I am using varchar instead of integer, like I have already told you, for phone sometimes we need to store international numbers, right? Which can have like +91 or +977, and sometimes the phone number also can have hyphen between the numbers, right? So to store such symbols in the phone number, varchar is preferable as compared to integer. I hope you guys get the answer. Okay. Yeah, I'm taking here 10 right now because I'm going to create a simple table with a simple phone numbers right now, which will have only 10 digits. Okay, but you can also go for 15, 20, whatever you like if you want to store codes and other thing. Okay, and yes, I'm going to store this in school database. I'm going to store this in the same database that we created yesterday, that was school. Okay. For now, I'm just repeating this. This is just a quick recap that was taught yesterday. Okay, we're just doing a quick recap here. Yeah, and now to execute, you put your cursor at the end here, exactly at the end, and then you click on this. Okay, then we can create this table. So people is asking me why phone number is integer, why are we using varchar? Okay, so let me repeat again. Please listen carefully. Okay, we are using varchar for phone because sometimes the phone number can have like codes, right? If you are going to store international phone numbers, then you might need to use plus symbol there. Sometimes the phone number includes hyphen marks also. I hope you guys know that, right? So in that case, varchar is preferable to store phone numbers. Okay. Yes, employee ID can also be varchar. You can use varchar for employee ID also. Okay, so let's create this table. Okay, people, I'm going to execute this, and obviously right now this school is in bold, right? Yeah, semicolon would always be used at the last only to signify this the end of the query. So now I will execute it. Okay. Okay, so I already have employee table. I'm getting error because I already have employee table here. Let me just remove it. Okay, now let me execute it. As I have told you, I am using here 10. Okay, why I am using here 10? You can let me use 20. No problem. You can use 20 also. The thing is that right now in my table, I am going to store normal numbers, normal phone numbers that will have only 10 digits without any codes, without any symbols, without any hyphens. Okay, that's why I have written here 10. But if you want to go for 12, 13, 14 or anything, it's up to you. Okay. Now let me execute this. I have executed this. Okay, people, here my table has been created. It is inside school database. Now let's insert value here. I can actually write the code of insert here also. Okay. So for insert, what was the command, people? Do you guys remember? Insert, and then what should I write? What should I type? Insert into table name, right? Here. So I have already written this, okay, so that we won't get, because I hope you guys now know how to insert values into the table, right? So we will clearly write here insert, then into, then name of the table. And then we write this command that is values. Okay. Why my values are starting from, okay, my values are starting from 2. Let me add 1 here. Okay, so 1, and the name would be, I'll give the name this one. Okay. And then for country, I'll be writing here. Here I need to include the name of the columns also. So the ID, and then there is name. And what is after that, people? ID, name, and then there is country, right? After that, I have salary. Then I have date of joining, right? And then I have phone. Okay, I missed age here. So after name, there should be age. Okay. So let me just close it. And here I'm adding one record for country. I will write here. London is, what should I write for the country? I'll go with India. Okay, here should be age actually. So 27, then India, and then salary. Okay, like I will give you 89,000. Okay, and see people, how do you write date values? Okay, for date, the format should always be year, month, and then date. Okay, you can include here single quotation also, you can use double quotation also, no problem. Okay, but always start the value for the date with year. So I'll write here 2021, then you give hyphen. Okay, then you give month. So I will write here 3, and then you give the date. So date could be here 15. Okay, and then after this I'll be using a phone number, that could be anything. Okay, and I'm including phone number in the quotation mark because I used varchar data type for phone, right? And then you give this and comma. See that after every value there is comma at the end. Okay, but at the last value, okay, at the last value we give semicolon. Okay, I hope you are able to understand up to here. You can see that I have written the create table query here, okay, and insert value here. So here, did you see this semicolon here? This semicolon here actually symbolizes that this query has been ended here. Okay, if I will not give this semicolon, then I will get an error. Can you see this cross is appearing once I remove that semicolon? Here this red underline is also appearing because this is an error. Okay, so if I'll give a semicolon, that means this query has been ended now. Okay, and you can start a new query in the same line, in the same tab. Okay, so now this is my insert query. I am inserting here 7 values. So even though if I don't give here semicolon, sorry, there is a semicolon, that means is the end of the query. Okay, yes, the date format should be in year, month, and date. It should be like this, and you always use hyphen between that. Okay, this is the date format to store dates in SQL. Now I will execute this. Okay, people, I'll click here. Okay, my cursor, where is my cursor? No, we cannot give this space here. If we'll give the space here, then you will get error. Okay, we cannot give space between the name of the columns here. About adding new column, we will talk about that once we get to the update part or alter part, not right now. Okay. So here should be, I'm getting error, people, because here it is saying unknown column ID. Okay, so it should be employee ID because I have created your EMP ID. That's why I'm getting an error. So I should write here employee ID. Now I think everything is okay. So let me execute this. Okay, now can you see that 7 rows affected and my table has been created? Okay, so this was the quick recap of what we learned yesterday and now we have implemented it. Now if you want to see the structure of the table, now we will get into the topic that we are supposed to learn today. Okay, so now we will learn how can you read data from the table or how can you fetch data from the tables. Okay, everything is clear up to here? Everything is clear up to here, right? So I will show you table. Before, let me explain one topic. Then after that, I will show you table. Okay. So up to now, we have only repeated the thing that was taught yesterday. Now from now, we are going to start new topic. Okay. So here, what I'm going to talk about is I'm going to talk about select statement. Okay. Now what is this? I hope you guys already know we are using create command to create anything, right? Okay, so one of the people is asking that why will separating the date of joining give error? Because that would be 3 different, like if you write date of joining, okay, that is not a single column name. That would take as a 3 different column names. That's why it is giving an error. Just think that just like while declaring a variable, there are some rules, right? So while declaring the name of a column, there is a rule that we cannot give space between the name of the columns. I hope you get your answer now. Okay. So we learned how to create table and then we use insert command to add or data or records into the table, right? Now, after adding the records, we want to see it, right? Like we want to retrieve the data, we want to fetch the data from the table. So for that, we have this select statement. So what is its use? It is used to fetch or retrieve means to see the data, okay? The records from the table. There are different ways in which you can fetch the records from the table, okay? In the same way, we have a command, we have a query to fetch the records from the table. So for that, we simply write select, okay? And then we give this star. I will tell you what does this star means, okay? At first you write select, then you give star, then we are fetching values from the table, right? From. So you will write here from and then name of the table. What was the name of our table again? It was employee, and after that semicolon. Okay, the student table we created yesterday, forgot about that now. Okay, now focus on employee table. We will be implementing now employee table, so focus on that. So here people, I have this star means all. Okay, if you will execute this query, select star from employee, this means that it will show you all of the records that are available, that are in your table right now, even though if there are like how many, all of the records. Okay, right now I have total of 7 records in my table. Yes. So that star means it will retrieve all of the values, all of the records from the table. Okay. This star is clear. That is clear, right? Now, there are different conditions that we can also use to fetch data. For example, this is our table. And if here is like 3 columns, okay, I have like a 3 column with ID, name and age. Okay, this star is going to give me all of the records from the table. But if I want to see only ID from the table, okay, like you want to view only IDs of the table, or if you want to view only name of the table, that means if you want to view any specific columns, then what you can do is you can write select, and then you can write the name of the column. For example, if I want to see only names, then here I will, instead of star, what can I write? I can write name, and then I will write all of the query as it is. So I will write here select name from employee and give semicolon. Instead of name, you can write here ID, you can write here age also. Okay, you can actually include 2 columns at the same time as well. For example, you can also write, for you want to see ID and name only. Okay, then you can write select ID, comma, and then you can write name from employee. Okay, and now let's see how the records will be shown. Here star means all, this one. Okay, all means all of the records that is present right now in the table. So let's implement this and let's see how it is gonna work. Okay, so what should I write to view my table? Which command should I write first, people? I should write here select, right? Right now I want to view all of the records that is present in my table right now. So I should give here star. Yes, then I will write here from, and then I'll write here employee, I'll give semicolon. Now I will execute it. So this is the table that we created previously. Here are 7 records. These are all of the records, yes or not? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There is name, age, country, salary and everything. Right. Now, for example, I want to view only name from this table. Then I will write name only. Name from employee. I'll give semicolon. Okay. And then where my cursor should be here. If I want to execute this part of the query, my cursor should be exactly at the semicolon here. Okay. And then I will run this. Can you see it is now it is giving me name only from the table, like all of the names only. For example, now you want to see 2 particular columns or 3 particular columns. Like I want to see employee ID. Okay, employee ID and a name, and also I want to see salary. So I will write these 3 name of the columns and then I will execute it. Spelling is mistake. Okay. I will execute it. Now can you see? It is only showing me employee ID, then name and then salary from the table. So this is the technique if you want to view columns from the table or particular columns from the table. Yeah, you will be walking like this SQL workbench. Is everything clear up to here? Yes, it is possible to view row only, and I will get to that point in some minutes. Okay. Obviously, there is a possibility to view row only. Okay, why I'm not using star in third row? Third row? Where is third row? Let me repeat myself. This star, okay, star means, yeah, if you want to view all of the records, then you will use star. For example, if I'll take my cursor here and if I'll execute it, then all of the records are being showed right now in my result grid. Okay. And if you want to view only particular columns, then you write the name of those particular columns only. For example, if you want to see only employee ID, write only employee ID. Okay, name of the column and then execute it. For example, I want to see salary also with employee ID. Okay, then execute it and it will view that. So basically, whatever the columns you want to view, you give that in select statement, and the records will be retrieved from that particular columns for you. While giving date, I have told you, you need to write the format of YYY hyphen month, that is MM, then hyphen date, DD. Okay. And you need to include date in quotation mark. You have to include that in quotation mark, otherwise you'll get error. To shift from school to test in schema, go to the test database, okay? Right click on that and select this second option that says set as default schema, and in this way you will shift to that database. No, it will not give error. Even though if I don't give it in proper order, then it will not give me error. For example, I can write name and then I can write employee ID also. Okay, I won't get any error even though, but the result will be in the same way. That means name will come first, then employee ID will come after that. So why are we not writing phone number in int, but we are writing in varchar? Okay. I hope I have explained it like already. But let me tell you one more time. You can use int for phone, okay? But while storing phone numbers, sometimes you might need to include country codes or hyphens or any kind of symbols, okay? So to store those symbols in standard way from the industry point of view, phone numbers, we always use varchar for phone numbers. That's why I'm using that also. This limit thing, okay, I will talk about limit after some time, then you will understand what is that limit things. I will talk about that topic. Integer can only store a character, that is numbers, only numbers. Okay, integer can only store numbers, but varchar can store numbers and alphabets and symbols. Okay, if you guys want to include email in your table, then for that also you will be using varchar. Okay. Yeah, the result will determine the order that we have written in select statement, not from the original table, but from the pattern that we have written in our select statement. Okay, I guess I have answered most of your questions, right? So now let's move forward. And before I talk about a condition that is called where clause, we can use like 65, you can use varchar for each cell. Okay, in one cell, you can use it for 255 characters. Okay. Now let me show you one thing, that I have this student table, right? Wait. Yes, I have already talked about cell. What is cell? Char will store less, char will have like less as compared to varchar. The size would be less as compared to varchar. Okay, so let's focus on the thing that we are learning right now. So let me show you one thing, people. Right now, we are not using any kind of rules in our table. Okay. That is constraint that we'll be learning in upcoming classes. We won't jump to that topic right now because you will not understand anything if I will jump directly to the constraints. Okay. Right now, there isn't any rule while creating the tables. We are just learning from initial steps and we are inserting value in the table. So for example, I have created this table already and there is this record already inserted, right? This record is already there. Yes or not? Like everything. Are you guys able to hear me? Okay. So now, right now, because we don't have any constraint, okay, if I will copy paste it like this, okay, you can see that I have repeated the same values, same records 4 times. And now if I will execute this, all of this duplicate data will be stored in my table. Okay. But this is not the standard way to create a table. We do not create a table like this. Okay, there is a way, there are rules and regulations, and we'll obviously will come to that thing when I'll be talking about constraints. Okay, so for now, just understand that if you will keep on, for example, here, even though if I don't write this, okay, and here this is only single thing, even though if I will execute this like 3 times, if I will execute this particular line 3 times, then this value will be inserted to my table 3 times. That means duplication will occur. Duplication is happening because we don't have any constraints, like we don't have any primary key or anything. Okay, so I hope you got your answer. Now, before I get into the topic, like how can you, the question was why the duplicate records are being, one of the people was experiencing that in the table, the person was getting duplicate data, and the question was why was that happening. Okay, so that's why the duplication was occurring. You were able to insert duplicate values because right now we don't have any rules and regulations in our table. Okay, but we will learn about that, so don't worry. Obviously we will learn about the rules, we will learn about the industry way, how do we actually insert data in tables by using constraints. Okay, so don't worry about that. For now, just understand that our table does not have any rules and regulations. That's why duplicacy is occurring. I hope you get the point now. Okay, now let's talk about how can we, no. Before delete, I will talk about this where clause, then I'll go to the delete. Okay. We have this where clause. Okay. So what does this thing is gonna do is that we can, it will give us the result. Like it is also used to fetch records from the table, but once the records satisfy a condition. Okay. So we use where clause with the select statement itself. So how will we be using this is that Okay. Are you guys able to hear me? Am I audible? Please let me know that. I'm getting some responses that my voice is not clear. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the response. So let me write this, okay? So where clause here means that it is used to retrieve or extract. I will write here extract only those records that fulfills a specific condition. So I will tell you what that condition is going to be. So in our table, we have 7 records, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Previously, we learned that by using select command, you can actually see only the particular columns, right? Now by using where condition. So for example, if I will write here select, okay, and I will write star, all of the record from employee. This is the same query that we used previously, okay, but here we can apply some conditions. Like I want to see all of the records from employee, but only only those records, only those employee who has ID 1. Okay, like I want to see all of the records of the employee, but only if that person, if that employee has ID 1. Here instead of employee ID is equal to 1, you can give any condition, like where name is equal to Radha, or where salary is equal to this much. Okay, like where country is equal to India. If you will write here instead of employee ID, we can also write like where I want to only see those records of the person who lives in India. So you can write it like this. Remember to include it in quotation mark. Okay. So we can actually give conditions, and then on the basis of those conditions, we can retrieve records from the table. So let's see how it's done. Okay. So here I have this, let me zoom it. Okay. So now, for example, from this table, I want to see only the records of the employee who has ID 2. Okay, then I will simply write where clause condition employee ID is equal to 2. Now, if I'll execute it, you can see that it is showing me only those records, like it is only showing me the second record. This employee has ID 2, that's why it is showing me all of the records of the employee who has ID 2, right? Now, instead of this star here, okay, you can also give the, like, because we are using here star, all of these columns are appearing, right? But instead of that, you can actually use here name only. And then that means this Anna has employee ID 2. That's why the name is only appearing. Here you can also write employee ID, comma, name, and then comma, country. Okay. And then if I'll execute it, then ID 2, name, and country. In this way, we can give conditions. Okay. Like instead of this, I can write select star from, if you want to use country, like country is equal to, and then here I can write France. Okay, so give me only those record of the employee who lives in France. So now if I'll execute it, this Edward and Bella, this 2-person lives in France. That's why I'm getting this 2 records only from the table. Okay, so I'm getting one question that please give some example with more than one conditions. Obviously, I will give you that example, and we will talk about operator in some time. Okay. We'll go step by step, so don't worry about that. Is everything clear up to here? Clear, right? Please ignore this Aquila, okay? That is just a default database given by SQL Workbench. We don't have any concern with that. I press Control plus Enter from my keyboard to execute. You can also press this symbol here. Okay, so if I give you one question that, like, I want to see all of the records of the employee whose salary is 20,000, then what should be written here? Like, I'm giving you a question here that write a query, okay, to return all of the records of the employee whose salary is 20,000. Okay. So what do you think would be the answer? Yeah, I'm already getting some couple of responses. Great people. I would copy one answer here. All of you are giving me exactly correct answer. And I'm very happy to see that you all are giving me the correct answer here. Okay. So simple, right? Because it is saying, okay, because it is saying here, write a query to return all of the records, right? So for all, we'll be using here star from employee, and the condition should be that salary is equal to 20,000. Okay. Now, if the condition is that salary is more than 20,000, okay, like if salary is more than 20,000 or less than 20,000, then in that case, you can use this operator like greater than. Okay, you can also use less than, okay, or less or equal to, greater or equal to. So in this way, you can use different operators to extract record from the table. Okay. And now, since we have talked about this select one, okay. So here, if I execute it, you can see that in country there are like India, Australia, USA, there are some repeated countries names, right? Let me just show you this country here. So you can, I hope you guys are able to see that there are some repeated name of the countries, right? We have one keyword that actually helps us to extract the unique records from the table only. Like if there are repeated values, then it will ignore the duplicate records and will give us only original records. Yes, exactly. It's distinct. Great. So what you can do is that here we can simply write DISTINCT, distinct. This means that remove the duplicate C and give me the original record from the table only. If I will execute this now, you can see that India is appearing only one time. France is also appearing only one time. So basically this distinct means that it will remove the duplicated records and will give us only original records here. This distinct keyword plays very important role, okay? Later on, when we will talk about subqueries, you will understand more clearly what is the, like why it is important to know about the function of, why it is important to know about distinct keyword. No, it doesn't reduce the number of information, okay? It doesn't do anything. It doesn't make any changes in the original table. The original table is going to be same, but while we are fetching the records, it will just show us the unique records. Okay. For example, if I will not use this distinct, okay, let me just write here, select country from employee. Okay. Yeah, just for unique information. Okay. Now this is in parenthesis, country is in parenthesis because this is the syntax to use distinct keyword. Okay, if I will not use parenthesis, and let me see, that means we can use it without parenthesis also. From so standard way is you there are always a standard way to use some queries, right? So the standard way is that we include this in parenthesis, but without that also it will give us result here. Okay, so let me explain it again, then I will answer your question. Okay, while I'm executing this first query here, you can see that. Please have a look at the output only. Okay, please have a look there. India is appearing here 3 times, right? France is appearing here 2 times, because obviously in my table there is 3 peoples that live in India and there are 2 peoples that live in France. Okay, but sometime there can be a case, then there can be a scenario where we want to see only original records. Like we don't want to see the duplicated records, we want to see the unique records only. So in that case, we can use this keyword that is called distinct. Now, if I will execute this query, this line here, if I will execute this, you can see that there isn't any duplicated records. We are getting only unique records. So distinct gives us unique records only. That is the only function of distinct keyword. Okay. I hope everything is clear up to here now. Okay, so I am getting some queries here. One of the people is saying that person is getting error while using this query here. Okay, I'm taking some questions, people, for now. If you have any question, you can ask me. One of the people has raised the question that person is getting error while executing this record. But as you can see right now, I'm not getting any error. You can see that there isn't any error. Okay, I don't know what's happening, but when I'm executing this in my SQL Workbench, I'm getting the record. So there isn't any error in this line. Yes, database can hold duplicate values, okay? Unless we apply constraint. Yeah, duplicate means same values repeated so many times. The person who sent me this query, can you please tell me what kind of error you are getting? Yeah, to avoid repetition, we have a rules and regulation that is called constraints. Okay, I have already told you we will read about that. We will talk about very in detail about constraints in coming up classes. Okay, so don't worry about that repetition things for now. Syntax, you are getting SQL syntax error. Please compare your query with this because there isn't any syntax error right now, as you can see clearly on the screen. The person who is asking me how to avoid repetition, don't worry about that. We'll get to that topic. Okay, and when we will get to that topic, you will be like, oh yes, we can do this and we can avoid repetition. So at that time, you will understand it eventually. We'll go step by step. Okay. Yeah, one of the person is saying that we have to give primary key, and yes, that's correct. Yeah, there is a space between select and star. Even though if you don't give space, you will not get error. Okay, I hope the questions are done, right? Let's continue now. I have talked about distinct keyword. Now I'll talk about some operator where we can use two conditions at the same time. Okay. Duplicate as in country. The name of the country is duplicate. Okay, not the whole record. The name of the country, there is a duplicacy in the name of the country only. So what does distinct do? It gives us unique records. Okay. Okay, now we will talk about some operators, that is and, or, and then not operator. So these operators have their own functions and we can use it with where clause, and in this way we can, while using where, we will writing where id is equal to 1, right? But with the help of these operators we can combine two or more than two conditions at the same time, and I will show you how. So at first we have and operator. Okay, in this operator there is some, we will use this operator when we are required to satisfy both of the conditions. Okay, so let me tell you how. Okay, for example, if I will write here, select star from employee, okay, where name is equal to Anna, and we use and after this. Like if you want to join two conditions, then you write here and like this. Okay, and I will write here age is equal to like 20. Okay, so when you use and operator, in that case it should satisfy both conditions. What does that mean? Let me tell you. Okay, so in my table, if there is a person, in my table, if there is a person named Anna, okay, and that person has age like 23. Okay, are you getting up to here? In my table, this is just an example. Okay, this is just an example. In my table, if there is a person named Anna and that person has age 23, and means this condition should be true as well as this condition should be true. So when I will execute this query will first search the person who has name Anna, and the query will find that there is a person named Anna, and will also check if that person has age 20 or not. Is the age of the person here 20? Please tell me, people, if the age of the person here 20. So will this and operator will give the answer as true or false? It is not true, right? It will give me false. Yes or not? So it will keep on searching, and if both of the condition is not satisfied, we will not get any output. Okay, there won't be any output. If that means both of the conditions should be satisfied to get output while using AND operator. But here instead of 20, if I will write 23, then that means this both of the condition is true. Name is also Anna and age is also 23, right? And now when I will execute this query, then in the output, since both of the conditions are true, I will get my perfect output with the name Anna and age 23. That is AND operator. So when you want to satisfy both conditions, then in that case we use 23. Okay. If I use, like, for example, here instead of 23 here, if I use, one of the people is saying that if I use greater than 20, then what do you think? This is satisfies the condition, right? This one here. Age should be greater or equal to 20. So 23 means this is greater than 20. Exactly. So the answer would be true. Right. Since this condition is also true, this condition is also true, we will get our perfect output. That is AND operator. Are you guys able to understand up to here? Okay, great. Now let's talk about OR operator. So since in AND condition, both of the conditions should satisfy, both of the conditions should be true. That's not the case in OR operator. In OR operator, either of the conditions should be true. That means even though if one of the condition is true, we will get our output. How is that? I will tell you. Should be true. Okay, let's use this same query. Here, let's use this same query. I will write here, select, okay, star from employee, and then I will write here where name is equal to Anna, or now instead of and, what I will write? I will write or, okay, and age is equal to 20. Okay, so are you guys able to see the screen properly? Okay, great. Now if I have a table, okay, just an example, people, this is also just an example where I have a person named Anna whose age is 23, and I have another person whose name is Emma and her age is 20. Okay, now let's see here. Since I have told you that in OR, one of the conditions should be true. When we will execute this query, it will first search if there is any person named Anna or not. Okay. It will search if there is any person with name Anna or not. So for this condition is true, name is Anna, right? So in OR, it is not necessary that both of the condition is true. If this condition is true, we will get this result. Okay, and now it will search if there is any record of age 20 or not. Then for this condition is true. For name is equal to Anna, first this one is true, and for age is equal to 20. The second condition, Emma, is true. Is my voice breaking? I'm getting some responses that my voice is not clear. Is it clear now? Okay, great. Okay, great. Thank you so much. Okay, no issue with voice. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's get back to the topic. Here, both of the conditions, we are getting both of the, if either one of the condition is true, okay, then we will get our perfect result. So for name is equal to Anna, we will get this result. For age is equal to 20, we will get this result. So it is not necessary that both of the conditions should be true at the same time. Okay, if any one of the condition is fulfilled, we will actually get the result. Let me tell you by one more example. For example, if I'll write here age is equal to 50. Okay, this query now will search if there is a person named Anna or not. So this is satisfied, name is Anna, right? Now it will search if there is age 50 or not. So is this condition in the table? No. So we will get what output? Since this condition is satisfied, we will get this output. Okay. So if any of the condition is true, if one condition is also true, we will get the output as true. Here, if both condition is true, then only we will get the output. Okay. Is and or clear now? Now let's implement this in the SQL workbench and you will understand it more clearly. Okay, so here you guys are able to not operator develop. Let's first understand and or and eventually you will understand not also. So here is, let's write here where I will write name is equal to Radha. Okay, and I will use here and I'll write here and then let's use age. So age is equal to, I will write 30. Please have a look in the table. Radha is here, right? But her age is 27. What I am giving here? 30. Will we get the result here? So if I will execute this, let's execute. You can see it's empty, right? We are getting empty record output because the condition is false. Yes, but if I will match both of the conditions, right? If I will write here 27 and now if then I will execute it, then we will get this output because these two conditions are satisfied. That's why we are getting our proper result. Okay, so when you use AND operator, both of the conditions should be true. Now here, if I will write OR, okay, and if I will write here 30, if I will write here 30, then one of the if even one of the condition is true, then I'll get the result. Yes. So now let me execute this. So you can see that I'm getting the output for Radha. This one, I'm getting output for this, right? But I'm not getting output for age is equal to 30. That means there isn't any record in my table. There isn't any employee in my table who has age 30. That's why I'm not getting that record. Yes or not? Now let's make both of the condition true here. For example, I think I have a person with age 29. Okay. Yes, we can use both select and waste. As you can see, I'm using all this in one line. Okay, so we can do that. Let me execute it. Yes. So here people, you can see that we are getting this first record because it is satisfying this condition. Name is equal to Radha, right? And we are getting this 4 and 5. Why are we getting this 4 and 5? Because it is satisfying this condition. That means this Rahul and Geeta both have age 29. That's why we are getting this both output. So even one of the condition is true, we are going to get result while using OR. Okay, I hope it's clear. Okay, now let's talk about NOT operator. For NOT operator, we can use this symbol, okay. this symbol, or you can also use that symbol like exclamation is equal to. Okay, it's up to you which one you want to use. You can use this one also, you can use this also. So this means this particular thing mean here name is not Radha. Okay, this line, this three thing means that name is not Radha. We are using here not operator. That means except Radha, give me all of the records. Is that or not? Not Radha means except Radha, give me all of the records, give me all of the names. Yes or not? So now if I'll execute this, the output will include all of the employee name, but Radha will be excluded. So now if I'll execute this, you can see that here is Anna, Stephen, Rahul, Geeta, Edward and Bella, but there isn't Radha, right? So when you want to exclude any option, any record, okay, then for that we can use not operator. If you don't want to include any record, like for example, I have this table, okay, I want to see the records of all of the employee, but I don't want the people who is living in France. Okay, like for example, I'm working in an organization and I want to see the record of the employee that is in all of the country except France. I don't want to include France. Okay, you can also write like I don't want to include France, as well as I don't want to include, what is the another, USA also. So you can write here like this. Okay, and means it should satisfy both conditions, right? So I don't want to see the record of the people who is in France or USA. That means exclude the country France and USA and give me other records. Okay, now if I will execute this, you can see that I'm getting India, Australia, India and India, right? France and USA is not included. No, you cannot place comma there. This is specific and operator. We are using here and, we cannot include comma like this. Okay, you need to write and if you want to use the another symbol, this one exclamation is equal to, you can use that also. There won't be any error. Now if I will run this, you can see that we are getting all of the records of the country, India, Australia, India and India. Okay, but France and USA is not included because I don't want to see those records. No, one of the people asked me to show if this symbol works or not. That's why I use this. Okay, but I always stick to this symbol, this one. Yeah, it will work. If you use both also, it will work. No problem. Okay, so you can use country is not equal to France and USA. Yes, you can do this also. Yeah, nah, you cannot do this because now this will be one condition. Okay, now it will search for the country having France and USA in the same column. It is going to create very big confusion. Okay, so you just do this. Equal signs as in, yeah, this means not. Excluded. Yes, this sign means, symbols means not. Is there an equal sign for both signs? That is wrong, as I have already told you. We cannot use like this. You can see we cannot use comma. Comma is not an operator here. Okay. Equal So if you want to use equal, we simply use equal only, like where country is equal to France. And if I will use this, it will give me only records of the people living in France. Okay. And if I'll use this, this means not equal. So it will give me the results not living in France. Yeah. This one is also for excluded, and this symbol is also for not operator. Like this is also not operator. This is also. You can use according to your preference. Any more questions, people? I think I already answered your question that if I will use this France and USA, okay, so this will take this whole thing as one condition and will not get any result here. So you need to include your country, okay? That is not gonna happen. This will take country France and USA as one. But that's not the case. Like we have country is equal France and we have country USA. So include both of the times. Any more question, people? Yes, you can use or also. Like instead of and, I can use or also. No problem. Yes, you can do that. Just use or, execute it. But as I have told you, when we use or, one of the conditions would be true there. Okay. And means both of the conditions would be true. But in or, if either of the condition is true, then it will give us result. So here you can see that we are getting where country is not equal to France or country not equal to USA. But we are getting this USA here, and we are also getting this France here. If you want to use 3 conditions, we can do that also. Where name is equal to, no, where employee is equal to 1, and then or name is equal to Bella, or you can actually keep on adding condition also. Like now then I will write here age is equal to 44. Okay, because I'm using here or, it is going to give me all of the record. Like employee ID 1, this condition is true, so we get the first record. Name is equal to Bella, we get the second record. And age is equal to 44. Sorry, name is equal to Bella, we got third record, and age is equal to 44. That's why we got the second record. Okay. And obviously, if you will use and, then and means all of these 3 conditions should be true. If I will use and, then all of the 3 conditions should be true, right? So if I'll execute this, I will get nothing because there isn't any record that is matching all of these 3 conditions. Yes, we can use or and 2 times also. Like if I will use here or, then I can execute this. So here what will happen is that if you will use or, this will be one condition. Okay. This is one condition and this is second condition. So when you will use or and it will become a little bit complicated and you might get confused. Here, let me tell you, this is one condition and this is another condition. Are you guys able to understand? I'm using here or, okay, and I'm using here and. So this query is actually preferring this one as the first condition and this whole as the second condition. So since here is a or, this first condition is satisfied. That's why we are getting this record, okay? And this both condition is not satisfied. That's why we are not getting any result for this. Okay, I think it's enough for and, or, and not operator. Let's move towards. Before I move forward, please take 2 minutes of break and revise everything that was taught up to now, and then I will start after 2 minutes. Okay, one of the people is asking me to give my example of not condition. So simply where employee ID is not equal to 1. If I will execute this query, I'll get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but I will not get 1 because not equal to means don't give me 1, exclude the 1. Yes, there is a standard order. When you include or and the operator that you use first will be treat. For example, instead of or, if I will write here and, okay, and if I will write here or, and now if I will execute it, whatever the operator you give first, after that the condition is treated as the second condition and this is treated at the first condition. So whichever operator you write here at first, okay, that is given priority. If you'll write and first, then and will be taken. If you'll write there or operator, then or will be implemented. No, we have to create a table in Workbench to fetch data. About fetching from the server or system, that is itself a different topic about that. Actually, we can import tables from Excel also, and we will talk about that in upcoming classes. Not today, but in our upcoming classes. For now, yes, you need to create the table, then only you can perform these operations. If you need support with Workbench installation for Mac, okay, please raise a ticket in Asked Out section. I'm sure your query will be resolved over there. Yeah, it's better to use and. If you are using command line also, it's okay. But if you want any guidance for the installation, please raise a ticket in the Asked Out section and a person from the team will help you to get it installed in your system. Yeah, there is installation guide in LMS, I know that, but some people are still facing some issues. So there isn't any problem. If you want to get help for that, just raise a ticket for that. MySQL Workbench is the same thing, not different thing. Okay, shall we start a new topic now? Okay, let me repeat myself again. I don't have any link. Okay, I'm really sorry about that. If you want any guidance or help, please raise a ticket regarding that and our team member will help you get resolved it over there. If you are asking any link of anything, I don't have it right now. So I apologize for that. Okay, so I'm starting now. So since we have already talked about and or not operator, so before I start, let me answer this question, okay? When you have a large database, you obviously you need to insert some values or some records manually. There is not any copy and paste thing, okay? We can actually import data from software, from anywhere, uh, from Excel sheet or anything. And about that importing data, I will talk about that in upcoming classes. Yes, we can insert additional data if required. Just write insert into table and then write the values and then you can insert data's additional data's there. Okay, I think I'm good to start a new topic now. So let's focus on the topic. What we are going to talk about is now in and between operators. We have already talked about and or not. It is very similar to that. Okay, once you have already understood about and or, you can easily understand in and between operator also. So here in is actually, it helps us to, or it allows to specify multiple values. Previously, people were asking me that if we can use or for two conditions or more than two conditions, right? So if you want to use or for more than two conditions, then for that we have this in operator. It is also called shorthand for or operator. For or operator. So let me give you one example. If I write here, select, okay, star from employee, and if I'll write where employee ID, okay, is equal to 1. We can also write or employee ID is equal to 2. You can also write or employee ID is equal to 3. In this way, you can keep on specifying conditions, right? But with the help of or operator, it can make our work easier. Like what you can do is that instead of using or again and again, we can actually use in operator. How can we do that is that, like for example, where just write here employee ID and then write in, and if you want to specify like I want to 1, then comma, then 2, then 3. Okay, in this way, you can specify multiple values inside this parenthesis. Are you guys getting the point? If you want to add more values there, you can do that also. Okay. So if you want to, instead of employee ID, you can also include like name or country. So in the same way, if you want to use country, then you can write here I can write country, and I can write in, and then I can keep on including like this, like where country in India, then comma, then here France, like this. Okay, I can keep on adding value here, and at last just close the parenthesis and give semicolon. So in this way we can use in operator to specify multiple values, and that's why this just works like or operator. Okay, it will give me if either of this value is true, either of this condition is true. So this is like or operator, but shorthand for or operator. Okay, and next we have is between. So since in is helping us to specify multiple values, between helps or allows to specify range of values. Okay, like between something. So in the same way, you can use this between operator like select, okay, and then star from employee. And what can you use here is where employee ID. Now instead of in, what I will use here, I will use here between. Now I want to include, there is a range. Okay, so for range we have starting point and ending point. Yes or not? We know that range has always a starting point and ending point. So I want to extract the records between the employee ID 1 and 6. So we write like this. Okay, and it is not like AND operator. Don't get confused. Between 1 and 6 means that it will give me records that is between 1 and 6. So it will give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like that. Okay, let's implement this, then you will understand it more clearly. Let's go to the SQL. Let's see if 1 and 6 is included or not. You will see once I execute that. Okay. Okay. So here select, I will first use in operator. So employee ID in parenthesis. I want 1, I want 3, 5 and 7. Okay. This 4 records. So simply I have written this. Now when I execute this, I hope you guys are able to see the output. 1, 3, 5, 7 is there, right? So in means it is like or operator. We can specify multiple values and it will give us the record. Now if I will write here 9, is 9 in my table? Like, is there any employee having ID 9 in my table? No, right? So even though now if I execute it, then it will give me, I'm not able to zoom the output. Okay, so here it is giving me 1, it is giving me 3, it is giving me 5, because there isn't any record 9. That's why I'm not getting anything, but other threes I'm able to get it without any problem. Okay, so it is like or. I hope you guys are able to understand about in operator. Okay, and now if I want to use between, then like I can use here between. Now I want to 1 and 5. Okay, and now if I'll execute it, you can see 1 is also included, 5 is also included. So if you use between, then it is going to include from start from 1 and end of the range. Okay, it is like range. So this is starting and ending point, and I'm getting all of the records from 1 to 5. That is between operator. In and between is clear, people? Okay, so in means here you can see that for in I have specified here 4 values, so it will give me the records that is true. Okay, there are 4 multiple values. That means find the employee ID having ID 1, 3, 5 and 9. Now if I'll run this, I'm getting 135, not 9, because 9 is not in my table. So if you want, this is for in. Okay, now if you want to put between, then here between, and now if you want to put a name, okay, let's see that you want to put, let me use country, where, because both are going to be same, where country. So if I will use it for name or country, then remember that it will work on the basis of alphabetic order. Okay, so you will understand that between, if I'll write here France, let's take the name, that would be more understandable. Where name between Anna, okay, and Geeta. Now if I will execute it, so have a look here. It will give us the output on the basis of the initial letters. Okay, it will give me output between A and G. Okay, all of the alphabets that falls between A and G, it will give me output on the basis of that. So between A and G, we have this A, right? We have this G, we have E, and we have B. That's why we are getting this 4 output. When you will specify number, it will take the range of the numbers between 1 and 5. Okay. And when we give alphabets, it will go through the alphabetical order. Here for name, it is giving us result on the basis of alphabetical order. Anna starts with A, right? So it is giving me the value from A to G. It will give me on the basis of that. So Anna starts from A, that's why I'm getting. Then after that we have B, C, D. For B, I have Bella. That's why I'm getting Bella, right? Then C, D. Then I have E. That's why I'm getting Edward. F, and after that I have G. That's why I'm getting Geeta. Okay, we are getting on the basis of that. You can also write here like this. Yes, between A and G, if you'll write here and if you'll execute it, then you are going to get this result. But here G is not included. For A's, for A's between 20 and 30. Yeah, we are concerned with the initials. So you can see that from 20 and 30, I'm getting all the numbers that is between 20 and 30. Okay, there isn't any record. I don't have any people having age 20 and 30, but I have people to 27, 29, 29, 23, and I'm getting this output here. Because when you take only G, okay, then it doesn't, if I write the whole name, it takes that as between. Okay, if I write this whole thing, it's not age, it's name. When I printed this, okay, this is a whole pattern. It will search whole pattern here. And we are getting this output here, okay. But when I will write G only, then G is not included. G is not included because it's between A and G, and It works like that. Okay, like G is not included here. Just understand that when you give the name of the people, it gives you output in the alphabetical order. Okay, it gives you in that form. So you can see yourself, right? I hope you guys are able to see that this is starting from A, this is starting from G, and it is giving us the name that is included between Anna and Gita. And it is like comparing whole patterns also, like Anna and Gita as the whole pattern. Okay. But once we don't write the whole name, there isn't pattern to search. There isn't any specific pattern. Like Gita is itself a whole pattern there. This is only an initial here. Okay. So it will give me the output that is between G, like A to G. So it will not include G there. That's why I'm not getting G over there. No, you don't have to memorize anything. SQL works on the pattern. Okay, there I will talk about like operator and then you will understand what is pattern there. After this, I'm going to talk about like operator. Then you will understand the pattern thing and you will understand this also. Why this G is not included here. But when I write whole Gita, Gita was printed there. For now, just understand that when you include any alphabetical orders, it gives you result in the when we use alphabets, it gives you result in the alphabetical order. It is saying between. Okay, it is not giving me G. What should I do to this? Should I ask? Are you guys able to see that when I write this whole, you will understand when I'll talk about like operator. The thing is that this is giving me, okay, let me make it very clear. Okay, please listen to me carefully. When I write this Anna, okay, this records I am getting here between A and G. Okay, but I'm getting this Gita because I have written this whole Gita here. Even though if I'll remove A, look there, if I even remove A, then Gita will not be included because this is not the whole pattern. Like the SQL will search if there is any name that had G-E-E-T. Okay. It is starting from A, but we are getting result before G. This E and B is, we are getting this result before G. This is a little bit complicated. Please try to understand. But once I write here A, now the SQL will take this A, okay, then will give me all of the output that has B, C, D, E, F in it. It will give me all of the output up to F. But I'm getting here Gita because this is matching this whole pattern. That means it is matching G-E-E-T-A, the whole pattern. Even though if I remove one A, like if I'll remove one A, I will not get their Gita. This thing is, are you guys getting the point now? Okay, listen carefully. I'll repeat one more time. Yeah, if there would be any name Geet, okay, in my table, then I would have get result. Like if there would be any name this Geet, then I would have get the result. But right now there isn't anything. Between means it will give me the output A, B, C, D, E, F, but will pick exact same pattern that is written here. Okay, since this whole pattern is not matching, I am not getting Gita. But once I will match the pattern by writing the whole spelling, then I will get that output. Okay. So if there was like this Geet only in my table, if there was this record, then obviously I would have got a Geet in my output. Okay. Are you guys able to understand now? Okay. So this was in and between operator. Okay, I'm getting thing that just in and between. In means it we can specify multiple values and take output. Between means we can specify range of values and get output. Okay. If it is taking Anna as starting, then why it is not taking Geeta as G? Because maybe the between operator works like that. Okay. That's why it is not taking the G. It is taking between. That's why it is working like that. In a very simple way, just understand that when you use name column for between operator, then you will get output in the form of alphabetical order. That's it. If I write between A and G, then it will give me A, B, C, D, E, F up to F as an output. The name who has up to F, we will get that as an output. Okay. I hope this thing explains now. Yeah, we'll talk about one more topic. I'll talk about one more topic and then I'll wrap up the class. Okay, I hope everything is clear up to here and I'll give you some assignment also. So please don't leave the class. We have your order by clause. Okay, people. So if you want to arrange, like for example, select A's from employee. Okay. There was some disturbance at the starting of the class, so we might take extra 5 minutes. So here, can you see this select A's from employee? The A's are like that, okay? But there is a clause that is called order by, with the help of which we can actually arrange any column in ascending or descending order. Okay. So if I will write here order by age. Okay. If I'll write only order by age, so by default, it will arrange the age column in ascending order. Now, if I'll execute it, you can see that 23, 27, then 29, 29, 32, 44, 45. Right? This is in ascending order, yes or not? Now, if you want to arrange it in descending order, then we simply write DESC. And then we execute it. Now, you can see that it is from largest to smallest number. So, this is in descending order. Okay? Now, if you want to arrange name also, then you can do that. For example, order by name. Now, if I'll execute it, it will be in, by default, it will be in ascending order. That means A to Z. Okay, so this is in ascending order. And now if I will write DESC, and we can arrange order on the basis of one column only. Okay, not two columns, because in the basis of one column only here. So now if I'll arrange it on the descending order, then you can see that S, then R. So it is in J to A. Okay. So order by works for both integer and numeric and alphabetic column, and it is used for sorting the columns either in ascending or descending order. I hope you guys are able to understand order by clause. Are you guys able to understand up to here? Okay. So now I'll give you some assignment. Okay. No, whatever the name of column you include after order by, that will only be arranged. Okay. Name and age that will be arranged there. Yeah, it's for sorting numbers and alphabets. Order by works for columns only here. It doesn't change the order of the row. We do not arrange rows, okay? We arrange columns. Okay. So everything is clear up to here. I'm going to share one PDF in your chat box. Okay. Please have a look. And if you can, then you can download it also. Okay, I have shared one PDF. I will share it like 2 to 3 times so that all of you could take it. Okay. So I have shared it like 4 times there. Please have a look in your chat window, people, and take that PDF from the chat window. That would be your assignment, and you have to submit this within this week. Okay. Yeah, all of these are same. All of the assignments are same. I have just shared it like 4 times so that all of you could take it. DESC order means descending order from highest to lowest, from J to A. You need to submit your assignment on the same like asked out section. Okay. Share the screenshot of the output or the screenshot of the query. You can also write it down in your copies or notebooks, take the pictures and then share the attachment. Whatever you want to do, like whichever you prefer, you can do that and your assignments will be checked over there. Update will be in coming classes. Okay, don't worry about that. We'll go step by step. Update will be in our upcoming classes. Yes, you can submit it in Saturday morning also. Yeah, to submit the assignment, submit your assignment over the asked out section. Okay. Submit your assignment over the asked out sections, and to submit it, you can take the screenshot of your queries, or you can write the queries in the copy or in your notebook, take the picture, okay, and then share the attachment, or you can execute in your SQL workbench, take the screenshot of the queries or the output and you can share it over there. Yeah, if you want to leave now, you can leave. Okay, I hope you all get the PDF now. Please make sure that you practice it and implement it in your SQL workbench. In case of any doubts, you can raise a ticket over there. We will help you with the same. Okay. And this much for today's class. Thank you so much for joining, people. Thank you so much for joining today's class. Now I will see you next week. No, yesterday there wasn't any assignment. I'm giving you assignment today only. Yes, please, you can submit your assignment next week also, no problem. But try to submit it within this week, okay? Yeah, what is your question? Please tell me. Good night, people. Yeah, write the command and execute it. If you are not able to get the PDF, you can raise a ticket in the doubt section also. You will get the link for the assignment. So don't worry about that. Okay, so I'm ending the class for today. See you all next week. Thank you so much. Have a great weekdays ahead.